Hello everyone and welcome back MMA News Channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Recent photos of Sean Strickland have been flowing internet, getting a lot of consideration. After the UFC shared pictures from a new photograph go for UFC 312, fans saw an imprint on Strickland's arm, starting a hypothesis that it very well may be a bacterial sickness. Dracus du Plessis even reposted this photograph to his Instagram stories, facetiously composing what he developed taller and added bacterial sickness to his munition stockpile. Goodness shit, during the UFC 312 pre-battle question and answer session, Sean tended to the bits of hearsay and in exemplary Strickland style, denied the possibly battle imperiling gossip. Sean, do you have bacterial sickness, and would you say you are solid coming into this battle? Tune in, you mother lovers. I'm safe to Staph. Do you see this mustache? I give Staph. I don't get Staph. Quiet the down. I don't become ill. I don't get harmed and I don't get Staph. So unwind. I will be out there on Sunday, and I will come out mind-blowingly hard and solid. The hardest and most grounded you've truly mind-blowingly seen to the fucking passing Dutchman. Kevin Lee needs replies after Lee's fighting film shows him almost getting taken out. On Tuesday, a class turned into a web sensation, showing Kevin at Kilcliff FC, where he confronted an unpleasant knockdown from Azerbaijani MMA warrior Merali Husseinak. In light of the viral clasp, Kevin shared his considerations, composing, "I don't have any idea who posted that video or why, yet I'm going right now to find out. I can fault myself for having pity and pulling my knee back. However, it's preparation, so I thought, let me not impact him. I see I shouldn't have messed with a person like that since mother need to begin showing fighting. I will begin showing fighting from this point forward." Merali Husseinov, the contender who nearly took Kevin out, is additionally not excited with the whole. In a video presented on his virtual entertainment, Husseinov explained what truly occurred during their fighting meeting. "Just I won't attempt to make sense of what's happening there. He's my number one accomplice, since we generally work each other hard. The difficult work forever is an aggravation when you battle. That is our point. That was not my point. Hit him hard. That is flying knee coming. How would it be a good idea for me to respond? Ought to pause and actually look at that as light or hard. What is your take, folks? He's my number one accomplice. We generally try sincerely, and after work I say him, sibling. Like everything great. He hit me hard. I hit him hard. I simply didn't need like this present circumstance happen that can happen everybody this like despite the fact that this is essential for the enormous piece of our game or preparing, or MMA like that is typical for competitors, regardless of being weight classes above him. Jeremy Stevens says he'd in any case be down to battle Platinum Ike Perry later on assuming the cost is correct. Presently, on his Overdogs web recording, Perry answered, saying he'd likewise be available to battling Stevens, uncovering that the two as of now have a smidgen of history. He then shared these subtleties from the past fight. Jeremy Stevens, man. He's a little man. I pushed him to the floor before at the UFC competitor retreat. What occurred on that one? We were at the Sneak Homie show, and Sneak Homeboy was tossing in the group, and all the UFC warriors were like pressing in to get. Jeremy knocked me, or something there. He was talking. I pushed his little ass one time, and he fell on the floor, and Tyson Pedro was like, "No, mate, don't do. It's not worth the effort. They getting me off of him." I didn't sit idle. I just pushed him like a child. So envision an uncovered knuckle battle. Joe Rogan has uncovered more data concerning why he was unable to talk with Kamala Harris during the political race. Last week, the book face inside the most stunning conflict for the White House asserted that Rogan set up a few snags to dissuade Harris from setting up a meeting with him. This included bushwhacking the VP by planning a meeting with Trump in the Friday that her group attempted to get her on the show. Nonetheless, on the latest episode of the JRE digital broadcast, Rogan called BS on the book's claims, uncovering that he had previously flown in his companions to watch the Ilya Taporia versus Max Holloway battle soon thereafter, additionally offering Kamala the choice to come in and do the webcast in the first part of the day. The other thing was they needed to do it that Saturday, the day after Trump. Furthermore, I said I'll make it happen. However, it must be at 8:30 a.m. The motivation behind for what reason was I had a digital recording previously booked that was a live UFC webcast. So there was this title battle that was going on. I have companions. I flew in 3 of my pals from California, and we were all going to do this digital recording together. We had focused on doing this. They were at that point around. I can't simply say no, folks. I can't do this magnificent thing, since I need to talk with Kamala Harris. I'm a MMA reporter. This is an aspect of my responsibilities. What's more, I said I would make it happen. I said I'll make it happen. However, it must resemble 8:30 in the first part of the day, since I must be finished when the battles start. That is sensible. 3 intriguing battles have been declared for impending UFC occasions. First up, Kevin Holland is hoping to return, getting back to the welterweight division. He'll be taking on heavy armament specialist Nelson at UFC Battle Night 255 on spring 22nd, occurring at the O2 in London. Another battle reported is Bobby Green versus Mauricio Rufacet for UFC 313 on spring 8th. Green has gone 1-2 in his last 3 battles and is falling off a commission loss to Paddy Pimblett from back at UFC 304. In the meantime, Ruffy is riding a 6-battle win streak following a choice triumph over James Gokulanta. The 3rd battle hasn't been made authority at this point, yet is underway. Ateo Gamera is hoping to take on Brian Ortega at 155 pounds, with the area and date not set in stone. 2 major battles have additionally been dropped. Previous bantamweight champion Dominic Cruz won't make his revisitation of activity at UFC Seattle against Raf Bont, in which should be Cruz's last battle. As indicated by reports, Cruz experienced an injury of some sort or another, yet the subtleties have been kept stowed away. Moreover, MMA battling senior journalist Damon Martin detailed that Brandon Royval is out of his impending battle with Manel Kape, composing terrible news. Brandon Royval uncovers that he's out of his impending battle against Manel Kape in spring. No words on the injury or how long he'll be sidelined. Clearly frustrating on the grounds that was a colossal matchup. Anthony Smith is no longer co-facilitating the Accept You Me webcast with Michael Bisping. He's been supplanted by previous UFC warrior Paul Felder, leaving fans inquisitive about what has been going on with Smith. Bisping as of late revealed some insight into the circumstance, uncovering that Anthony quit answering him altogether after his misfortune to Dominic Reyes at UFC 310. He left the digital broadcast with practically no clarification. Adding to the amazement, Bisping figured out through web-based entertainment that Smith had sent off his own digital recording. Presently, on his on-paper webcast, Smith has at last tended to the circumstance, sharing his side of the story. Above all else, similar to there is Michael Bisping and I have no meat. We're great. On the off chance that I seen him, we dap it up and embrace and have a brew eventually. I'd envision. I love Paul Felder. I super appreciate Paul. I believe he's extraordinary at what he does. I believe he's an astounding voice in the MMA space. Yet, first was many individuals to say that Paul Felder is an update and that I totally suck at what I do. I don't have the foggiest idea what the issue is then. Assuming I was so terrible on the show. Furthermore, and did downright terrible work. I don't have the foggiest idea why everybody's so furious about it that I'm not on it any longer. The explanation this digital broadcast made headway so rapidly when I concluded to do it was on the grounds that it was forever Michael's thought that I do whatever I might feel like doing as an afterthought also. That I was simply had this thing, in covertly, prepared to shoot. He's the person who put those wheels into gear. Smith then made sense of when things started to self-destruct and why he truly left the BYM web recording there for some time. It was 2 days per week. Indeed, It got going 1 day, 7 days. Then it went to 2 days every week. What's more, the subsequent day, one was adequately hard. And afterward, the subsequent day was exceedingly difficult. So then at that point, it returned to 1 day. Furthermore, similar to, there's 4 of us that are on the show. It's me, Brian, Harrington, and Michael. That is 3 individuals. That is 4 individuals in 3 different time regions. It was simply hard. It was simply hard. What's more, we truly battled our direction through it and made it work for quite a while. Furthermore, I had a ton of tomfoolery. However, now and again it was extreme, particularly when I was in an instructional course, and I realized that was in every case very baffling. I'm a downright terrible communicator. Some of it is I don't have any idea. I'm simply not an incredible communicator. I say that since there has been times where Michael has gotten disappointed or disturbed where, as was I didn't convey like, goodness poo, I'm finished. I'm in an alternate nation, or I simply go, and at times I can't look any farther than my hand before my face. And afterward, a great deal of things get missed, and I disregard him. I get diverted, and I didn't do a sufficient occupation on occasion at conveying. I never contended that. I generally concurred that whenever you disapproved of it, you're correct. We have a similar routine where each Sunday or Monday before the like Sunday evening, Sunday night, or Monday morning, might communicate something specific and a gathering text since there's an entire pack of us in an alternate time region. Hello, when are we going to be on the show? When's everybody's timetable? Like that is a similar everyday practice. And afterward it recently halted. Like, it's a show. Like on the off chance that you maintain that I should be on your show and that is the manner by which my cerebrum worked. On the off chance that you need me in the show, he'll connect. Furthermore, he simply didn't, so I H.